Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Python on-ramp. In this video, we're going to be going over lists. And lists are a type of variable that can store a collection of items in order. So to create a list, I'd go L equals square bracket 1, comma 2, comma 3. I can take a look at L, and I can look at the type of L. We see that we've got 3 items, and the type of L is a list. Just with strings, you can access the entries of the list using square brackets. So I can go L of 0, or I could say L of 1, L of 2. And notably, once again, it's a 0 index language, so the first item is entry number 0. We can also look at the type of L0, and we see the type of L0. Well, L0 is the first item in the list, and it looks like an int. To measure the length of the list, we use length, where there are 3 items. Something which is maybe a bit counterintuitive depending on your background is there's no requirement that every item in the list has the same type. So I can do L is equal to 1, comma 2.0. And then I can look at L0. We got a 1. The type of L0 is int. But L of 1, that's 2.0. There's a decimal point there. So when I do this, we're going to see this is going to be a float. Oops, sorry. That should be a 1. And as with strings, you can also access the last item of the list in a couple of different ways. I can say L of length of L minus 1. That'll give me the last item in this list. Or I can do L of minus 1. Now, in a bit of a more complicated example, we can also have lists of lists. So we're going to say L is equal to the list where the first entry is the list containing 1, 2, and the second entry is the list containing 3, 4. We print out L. We see it looks like this. Notice that there's a double square bracket right here, and then a closing the first one there. And if we do the first entry of L, we get the list 1, 2. If we do the second entry of L, which is L1, we get the list 3, 4. If we want to get access to just this individual 1 right here, we say L sub 0, sub 0. And if we want to get the second entry in that list, we can go L0, 1. Another useful feature of lists is that you can add items to them with append. So I'm going to say L is equal to 1, 2, 3. Take a look at L. And then I can say L dot append 4. And now we take a look at L. And we see that the list is now 1, 2, 3, 4. I added 4. And whenever you append something, it goes to the back of the list. In addition to lists, there's another similar data type called tuples. And for a tuple, you use parentheses. So you say tuple t equals 1, 2. We can look at the type of t, and we see that it's a tuple. The primary difference between a tuple and a list is that you can edit the entries of a list one by one. So I can do this. L is equal to 1, 2. L of 0 is equal to 3. Print L. And now this is going to print 3, 2. However, if I tried to do nearly the exact same thing with a tuple, so I say t is equal to 1, 2, t0 equals 3, we get an error. Tuple does not support item assignment. So basically, this will occasionally be useful if you want to make sure that you protect yourself from accidentally doing something you don't want to. Another thing worth noting is that you don't actually need the parentheses. So I can just say x is equal to 1, 2, look at the type of x, and we see that we've got a tuple. And you can do this to implicitly assign multiple values at the same time. So I can say xy is equal to 3, 5. And then I can print x, or I can print 5. And another thing which is really useful is you can use tuples to print multiple items on the same time. So if I do x comma x squared, this is going to print the tuple x squared, where x is equal to 3. So this is going to print 3, 9. And that's it for our introduction to list and tuples. I will see you again next time.